there, nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and welcome to another episode of Necromunda Hired Guns, your ultimate guide to the gritty Underhive of Games Workshop's Necromunda. In this series, we will dive deep into the fascinating world of hangers-ons, brutes, and hired guns. Whether you're a seasoned gang leader or just stepping into the dark quarters of Hive Primus for the very first time, our in-depth analysis will help you master these valuable allies and assets. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the iconic bounty hunter, the mysterious gunslingers and soldiers of fortune to plunge into the depths of the Underhive in search of fame and fortune. In this video, we'll give you a comprehensive breakdown on hangers-ons and their unique abilities. We'll provide brutal insights into the strengths and weaknesses of brutes. We'll provide tactical tips for hiring and deploying the best hired guns with your gang, and provide strategies to maximize your impact on your gang's dominance. So that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the bounty hunter. Bounty hunters are amongst the toughest and most dangerous of all Necromunda Underhivers. They survive in perilous conditions, living out in the wastes, pursuing outlaws and mutants through the tunnels and ruins. Bounty hunters are loners who neither need nor want to be associated with a gang. They will hire their services to a gang leader, though if there are no decent bounties to be had, or if their interests are aligned, but such alliances tend to be temporary. Bounty hunters are displayed at all trading posts, offering rewards to anyone who brings in outlaw leaders, gangs, mutants, and other criminal types. Sometimes general bounties are declared on rascal renegades or on Underhive monsters. The rewards offered are good, but the job is a perilous one, and many bounty hunters die out in the waste, slain by the outlaws and mutants they set out to hunt. Bounty hunters are drawn from a wider range of backgrounds. Some are erstwhile gangers and might still bear some of the distinctive trappings of their former clan house. Many Abhumans also find life of bounty hunters suits them well, for the blood warrant that serves as license and allows them to go where others of their kind might not ordinarily be barred. Thus, it is not uncommon to see beastmen, squats, and other stable Abhuman strains operating as bounty hunters far from those areas set aside for their kind. So let's talk about bounty hunters real quick. When it comes to hiring a generic bounty hunter, you can only recruit a maximum of one bounty hunter for your gang, and these bounty hunters do cost 80 credits. Now, there are a couple of Dramatis Personae bounty hunters who allow you to hire multiple bounty hunters, but those guys are Dramatis Personae, and we already talked about those kind of guys in Underhive's Most Wanted, which is our series about Dramatis Personae. These are the generic bounty hunters that any gang can recruit. Now, the cool thing about these characters, of course, is that when you decide to hire a bounty hunter, you get to choose from 3 different stat lines to choose from. I like to call these the versatile, survivor, and close combat fighter stat lines. So for the versatile stat line, you have a 5-inch wound allowance, 3+ weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength and toughness, 2 wounds, 3 initiative, 1 attack, 7 leadership, 5 cool, 6 willpower, as well as 6 intelligence. They have average leadership stats for combat with their 3+ weapon skill and ballistic skill, as well as their 2 wounds and 1 attack. At the same time, they also have some pretty decent psychology stats. That's why I like to call that characteristic stat the versatile stat line. Now, the other one's called the Survivor. This one has a 3-inch wound allowance, 3+ weapon skill, 4+ ballistic skill, 3 strength, 4 toughness with 2 wounds, 5 initiative, 1 attack, 5 leadership, 7 cool, 5 willpower, as well as 5 intelligence. Now, the high toughness and the wounds are great for survivability for this character. They have a toughness of 4, they have 2 wounds, they're actually quite decently survivable. They also have some decent psychology stats, but average consideration for cool for the most part. And then of course you have your close combat fighter, which is the very last stat line with a 4-inch wound allowance, 3+ weapon skill, 4+ ballistic skill, 3 strength and 4 toughness, 1 wound, 4 initiative, 2 attacks, 7 leadership, 6 cool, 7 willpower, as well as 8 intelligence. The 2 attacks are great with the weapon skill of 4. They do have a 4 toughness, which is nice, but the only downside is these guys only have 1 wound, which makes them extremely fragile for 80 credits. So that's something you want to be careful about. So when it comes to creating your bounty hunter, figure out what kind of bounty hunter would actually work best for you, and then pick the stat accordingly to help you out. Personally, I feel that the versatile stat line is the best all-around one, but you could choose which one fits you the best. At the same time, they also have the outlaw special rule. If hired by an outlaw gang, this fighter is automatically an outlaw as well. So even if you are an outlaw gang, you can still hire genetic bounty hunters in order to help you out. So that part is quite nice. Now, when it comes to their equipment for these guys, it's actually quite nice because they can actually get 150 credits worth of weapons and war gear up to rarity level of 10. So in my opinion, equip these guys any way you need to get that 150 credits. Give them a special weapon, something like a grenade launcher, for example, or even a plasma gun that actually work really well for them as well. So I think that's one of the cool ways they could actually use that in order to help out your gangs to achieve objectives. When it comes to skills, of course, they can get 3 randomly chosen skills. You get to choose which 3 skills types you want, but you have to roll randomly for it, or you can choose one skill and then roll a random skill of your choice. In my opinion, it's always best to take that one, because then that way you can secure a chosen skill that you want. For example, if you have bounty hunters armed with a plasma gun, you can give them gunsling, you can give them a fast shot, so that way they can shoot twice with that plasma gun, for example, and then you can give whatever random skill that you want for that character. Now, when it comes to their special rules, they do have a couple of them. One of them is called Dead, Not Alive, and it says when opponents delete a fighter from their gang in the post-battle sequence, immediately claim half this fighter's value, running up to the nearest 5 credits. So if you have a bounty hunter in your gang and you manage to kill somebody, this would be a great way to get you some additional credits for your gang stash. We also have the Claiming Bounty special rule. It says if an enemy fighter is captured, roll a 3+ when collecting income to immediately gain D6 times 10 credits. The bounty hunter recognizes the captive as a wanted outlaw. This is regardless of what happens to the captive later. It applies to any gang, including outlaws. So that's another great way for you to get some money as well, is because that's the primary reason why you take bounty hunters, aside from being really good at fighting and equipping them as such, which really take them as available to exploit money situations where you can sell captive fighters, or in some situations, cash in on the fact that your enemy lost fighters that you might have killed in that battle report. Now, we also have another one that says we'll get our bit. Now, it says depending on which the Dead, Not Alive, or Claiming Bounty special rules are used during the post-battle sequence, the bounty hunter may stick around. If nothing is actually, if you don't manage to claim any bounties or Dead, Not Alive, they can be around for the next battle for free. If only one of these rules applied, they're available for the next battle on a roll of 4+. Now, of course, if you get both of them, they're happy with their payments and they're able to leave. So the nice thing about these guys is that they do stick around. It says if available for free in the next battle and not used, the bounty hunter will leave immediately automatically. In other words, they must be used in the next battle or be lost. So the nice thing about these bounty hunters is that they actually stick around. They may stick around longer than just one battle report. So that's the nice thing about them. Especially if you don't manage to get the Dead, Not Alive or Claim Bounties special rules in the game. So because of that, you can keep these bounty hunters around for multiple games, which is actually kind of nice. And then lastly, of course, it says if taken out of action, automatically apply the lasting injury out cold assault instead of rolling. So that's another thing that's cool about these guys. If they do take any lasting injury, they can still stick around for your gang and help you out as well. Now, when it comes to actually using these guys, in my opinion, it's one-off the hired gun. It's better than Hive Scum, but at 80 credits, they're still a little pricey because you still run the risk of actually losing them. I mean, it's kind of nice that they actually stick around for a little while, which is kind of great, but 80 credits can buy you a lot of weapons or war gear and equipment that you could use to actually outfit your gang, and that's where bounty hunters get kind of a weird situation. In my opinion, the best way to get a bounty hunter for your gang is not by recruiting one, but actually by getting one because you have a territory boon of some sort, or it comes as an alliance benefit, or some other special rule allows you to take a free bounty hunter for your gang. If that's the case, then I think bounty hunters are very much worth it because they're not costing you additional credits to recruit them, and it's just kind of like an added bit of having a skilled fighter in your gang. Otherwise, you do run the 50-50 chance of losing your characters, and that's the thing that's kind of not so great about that. And now that is a good way of actually getting D6 times 10 credits. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of nice you can do that, but still, it's kind of rough, right? Because you don't want to spend that much credits on these guys to have them leave. And not to mention the Dramatis Personae bounty hunters, which are even more pricey. You're putting quite a bit of points in those guys, and they might just stick around for just one single game instead of multiple games. So that could be a thing you want to keep in mind when it comes to hiring bounty hunters. So there you guys have it. That is my take on the hired gun bounty hunter for your gangs of Necromunda. They have some really cool things going on for them, but of course, as like anything else, it's just a matter of whether you want to spend the credits to actually get these guys. The nice thing about bounty hunter miniatures, however, though, is that because these guys are so wild, you can easily convert, proxy, 3D print, or kit bash your own, and it would still look amazing if you decide to do that as well. So that is something you want to keep in mind when it comes to your bounty hunters, is that it's a variety and it's available for you to create your own. So that's going to do for this week, guys. Join us as we explore characters, lore, and other tactics that make Necromunda's hired help a critical part of your gang's success. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay ahead of the latest episodes. And once again, if you have a favorite hanger-on, brute, or hired gun that you want us to cover, drop a comment below and we'll make a video about them. So that's good with you guys. I am Commander Cheapskate. I will catch you guys next one. Peace out and stay classy.